What's going on? Anthony M on the check-in. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Anyway, check it out. Today I'm going to talk about an article that I was reading this morning. It's from the N.Y Post, page 7. You can definitely Google it. You put in the N.Y Post, page 7, okay? Let me just double check. Yeah, page 7. N.Y Post. Wednesday the 12th. That's today's paper. Anywho, I was reading it. Oh, by the way, I'm at work. It's about 40-something degrees. It's cold again in New York State. So I'm at work doing my little security gig. So, I always bring something to read, whether a book or a newspaper or a magazine. Because, it's but so much videos you're going to watch all day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reading this book. I'm reading this article. It's about the former Chief Maddrey and the former Lieutenant Epps from the NYPD. Now, those who don't know, apparently the chief was clapping the Lieutenant Epps' cheeks, all right? And he stated that it was mutual between two adults. Now, Chief Maddrey is married, okay? He's married. All right, still currently married. The last news report I saw is that, the wife left the house. Well, of course, embarrassment. You know what I mean? Embarrassment. So, no, the wife didn't leave the house. I'm sorry, I take that back. Actually, she made him leave the house. You understand? So, I don't know what the situation is. I don't know if they're separated or still married and things like that. But it could be a lot of reasons why the wife may not divorce him or anything like that. She's just like, listen, all these news reporters coming over here and all that, what's going on? And I think he said it, that his wife asked him to leave the house, leave the home. He hasn't been home. And I can understand. You understand? A lot of times a wife will stick with you through thick and thin, depending on the situation. But what it is that news reporters and people trying to, whenever he tries to leave the house. So I can imagine a wife's like, listen, you got to go. Go somewhere until this thing blows over and then we'll deal with it, when it's time for us to deal with it. So I could see that happening. That's just me speculating. But he did mention that he hasn't been home. And one of the it was a news conference. It was maybe a couple of months back. All right. But to the article. Now, it was a video going around. I saw the video, and that's what this article is about, of Lieutenant Epps naked and saying sexually explicit things and saying his name, okay, and playing with herself, all right? She was playing with herself on the video, and I've seen it. I can't say where I saw it at, but I've seen it. So, and I'm like, oh, wow, and that's what the article's about, because it leaked. So I think a lot of people, whoever knows her probably say, hey, listen, there's a video out of you. People are showing the video. So she's like, that video was made for him. So they're trying to find out, or they're doing their investigation to find out if he leaked the video. And you got to remember, this is New York State, different laws about videotaping somebody or when videotaping somebody and then putting it out, or if somebody sent you something, you need their permission to put it out there. Something to that effect. So it's different. You can't, but it doesn't look like the way it looked like she was recording herself and she was playing with herself and, and she was saying his name. So I was like, golly, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the article says, because guess what? The news reporters, they saw the video too. You know what I mean? And Maddrey said, listen, I didn't coerce her to do anything. I was like, I don't know, again, we had a consensual sex together. That's it. And it wasn't an all the time thing. That's what he was implying in the article. That's what he was saying. He retorted about that situation. But let me say one thing. And this is, you can see it over and over again. This is nothing new. This happens in all aspects of life. Okay? If you're in a position of power, higher management, whatever, and you get into a relationship with a subordinate, this is why these things are like looked down upon. This is how these things happen. Because you have the power as higher management, etc. I'm not talking about people that are same rank. I'm not talking about that. If you're higher than the other and you have any kind of relationship, okay, and I mean sexual relationship or intimate relationship with a subordinate, this is how things can get bad. And after a while, you stop being careful, okay? It happens in every workplace. You stop being careful, people start noticing that. Now, she's putting in overtime slips, okay? I don't know. She could have been cheating time, and he was 100% right. He said it once upon a time that, listen, I'm not in charge of overtime. I have no say-so in that. Okay, and he's right. He was the chief of patrol. He ain't got no say-so in that. But in that department, okay, another lieutenant can sign off on her overtime slip. So I'm sure he's getting in trouble, and they don't really question it. But usually you can't go over a certain cap in overtime. So how she was able to make well over 200 something thousand, almost 300,000, okay, in a year, that raises red flags. If she would have stayed at whatever the cap was, whether it was 30 hours a month overtime or 40 hours a month in overtime, if she would have stayed there, we wouldn't be having this discussion. But I think because she got caught, and this is just me speculating, I'm not sure, this is what he's saying, because she got caught, now she's trying to be like, all right, he approved it. This is why you got to protect yourself at all times. This goes for male supervisors and female supervisors. Unless you was already in a relationship with this person before they got on the job, that's something totally different. Or you're married, whatever the case may be. But before you get engaged in this kind of behavior, understand something. The minute something goes wrong, excuse me, you as a supervisor, you're the first getting thrown under the bus. Point blank, period. Protect yourself at all times. That's all I can say. But check out the article, okay? It's in the New York Post, page 7. Peace.